So this is lecture 7 of the electronics course, and we will continue the discussion that we started last time about operational amplifiers or op-amps. So last time we saw quite a few different circuits involving op-amps. We saw inverting amplifiers, non-inverting amplifiers, phase shifters, and so on. We looked at various interesting properties of the op-amp, like very large input impedance, very small output impedance, uh, almost negligible input bias currents, and so on and so forth. So we have seen how to analyze some op-amp circuits. We're going to continue this discussion today. We'll see some more applications, and these will include both amplifiers and what we will call oscillation circuits. So the aim of this entire exercise is to always try and do some signal conversion. So you're getting some input signal, and then you might want to amplify it, or you might want to change its frequency, or you might want to change its state from high to low, and so on and so forth. So that is the aim of all of these things that we are doing, how to manipulate a given signal. Okay, so let's start with what we call using an op-amp as a differential amplifier. Now, an op-amp is a differential amplifier. What I mean by this is we are trying to make the gain and all of these things properly adjustable. Gain and the common mode rejection. So let's draw the circuit first. The circuit looks something like this. So here is your output. Okay. So let's give these some names: R1, R2, R1 prime, R2 prime. Okay. Oh, sorry. So the input is applied between these two terminals, and the output is measured over here. So what this op-amp does is it amplifies the signal that is applied between these 2 points. The gain, you can do an analysis of this exactly as we have done before, and you will see that the gain is minus R2 divided by R1. And I will not derive this here in the lecture, but if you want to look at the common mode gain, what does common mode mean? Common mode means that if you apply the exact same voltage to both of these input terminals, then what is the gain? Ideally, that gain should be 0, because that is what you expect from a differential amplifier. But there will always be, because of the internal components within the op-amp, because of some stray noise, etc., you will not get exactly 0. You will get some small gain because of even in the common mode. So that we want to minimize. So in common mode, the gain, so let's call it AV common mode, is given by twice delta R by R. So I'm assuming over here that R1 and R2 are approximately equal, and that approximate value is R. So what I mean by delta R is just the tolerance on the value of this resistance. So the resistance is not exactly known. There is some error in the value of the resistance. So that is what we mean by this quantity delta R. And then the common mode rejection ratio, as we have seen before, is just the usual differential gain divided by the common mode gain. So if the common mode gain is very small, then the common mode rejection ratio goes to infinity. And that is what we want, and that is what we actually get from op-amp circuits. Okay. So having discussed this, let's go on to one of the main applications for which the op-amp is ever used, and that is called an instrumentation amplifier. An instrumentation amplifier is characterized by a very high differential gain and a very small common mode rejection and a very large common mode rejection ratio. So we can amplify our signals very well, and we have control over how much we can amplify them by, because by adjusting the various resistances in this circuit. And we also get to reject any common mode noise to a very high degree. So let's draw the circuit for this. So plus minus. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 resistances. Okay. Let's give these resistances some names. So these two are both R1, these two are both R2, these are all R. So here is the circuit diagram for an instrumentation amplifier. Looks a little complicated, but let's try and analyze it step by step. So the first thing that I will say is I can divide this circuit into two parts. I can call this part as stage 1 and the rest of it as stage 2. Now if you look at stage 2, you will find this is exactly the differential amplifier that we saw on the previous page. So second stage is just a differential amplifier. Let's see what the first stage does. So by the way, V input is applied between these two terminals. So here's your V in, here's your V out, and we want to see what kind of gain factor we get. Okay. So first, let's try and understand stage 1. What we'll do is, okay, so any input that we give can be broken up into two parts. One is the common mode part and one is the differential part. So this is basically exactly what we saw in our last tutorial session when we took that example of the pH meter. Basically, suppose you are applying, so you have two input terminals, input 1, input 2. So in both of these, let's say if you apply, let's say you 5.1 volts over here and 5.2 volts over here, then what I mean by the common mode input is just 5 volts and the differential input, so 5 volts each, and the differential input is just the difference between them, so that's 0.1 volts. So you can always divide up your input into these two forms, into these two components, and we will analyze both of them separately. Why can we do that? Superposition principle. So first we will say there is only common mode input, there is no differential input. Then in the next, and we will analyze it that way. In the next step we will say there is only differential input, there is no common mode output, and we will combine the two results. So let's do that. First, in the common mode input. Now let's look at stage 1. What happens in stage 1? Okay, so suppose there is some voltage over here, and that same voltage is also over here. Therefore, wait, let's give these some names just to make it easier for us to describe them. So let's call these A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, H. So you will notice that because this is common mode gain, VA is equal to VB, but because of the properties of an op-amp, there is a virtual short between the non-inverting and the inverting terminals. So VA and VC are almost the same, and VB and VD are almost the same. Further, you will notice that C and F are the same, D and G are the same because they're just connected by a short. So these are also equal to VF and VG. Now if the potential at F and G is the same, then there is no current flowing between F and G, neither upwards nor downwards. Also, we know that input bias current of an op-amp is 0, so there is no current entering or leaving the op-amp's internal terminals. So there is no current here and there is no current here. Now if you look at the point F, there is no current on the lower branch, there is no current on the side branch. So by Kirchhoff's current law, there also cannot be any current along this branch. So if there is no current over there, then potential difference at E is the same as F, and similarly potential difference at G is the same as H. So basically everywhere along this vertical line, E, F, G, H, they all have the same voltage, they have the same potential, and that is also the same potential at terminal A and terminal B where you're giving inputs. What this means is that each of the op-amps over here in the first stage just acts as a voltage follower or the unit gain amplifier circuit, because you're giving an input and that same value of the voltage is coming out as output also. So the gain is 1. So it's a unit gain amplifier or a voltage amplifier or a voltage follower. So what I can say is that in the gain, common mode gain in step 1 is just 1. Let's look at stage 2. Stage 2, as we saw, is a differential amplifier, and on the last page we saw what the common mode gain for a differential amplifier is. What was it? It is twice delta R over R. So the total common mode gain for both the stages combined is just the product of these two. which is twice delta R over R. So this was it for the common mode input. Now let's see what happens when we have differential input. Now in this case, if you analyze the first stage, now you will see that this circuit is just like your non-inverting amplifier, each of these op amps. So the gain over here is the same formula that you would have for the non-inverting amplifier, which is 1 plus R2 over R1, which we discussed in the last lecture. And in stage 2, for the differential input, the gain is minus R2 over R1. Well, what is R2 and R1? It is these resistances on top. So over here it is just R over R, which is equal to 1. I'm just interested in the magnitude right now, so I'm not bothered with the sign. So the total differential gain over both of these stages combined is the product of these two, which is 1 plus R2 over R1. So you can see that if I want to now define my common mode rejection ratio, this is AV over AV common mode. So this is 1 plus R2 over R1 divided by twice delta R over R. So if I want to increase my common mode rejection ratio, first of all, if I want to increase my differential gain, then all I have to do is I have to increase R2, decrease R1. It is the ratio of R2 over R1 which decides how much gain I will get in the end. And if I want to reduce the amount of common mode gain, or if I want to increase the common mode rejection, then I need to make sure that this delta R is small. So I need to make sure that the error on this resistance R, or the tolerance of the resistance R, that is quite small. So this is the differential, the instrumentation amplifier, sorry, and it has a lot of applications. In general, for any serious kind of electronic circuit that you're trying to build, you will probably want to use an instrumentation amplifier instead of the usual inverting, non-inverting amplifiers and so on, because of its high CMRR and high differential gain. This, of course, the circuit that we saw right now, this is the basic form of the instrumentation amplifier. You can have much more complicated circuits which will also take care of reducing noise and so on. I think Malvino discusses a more detailed instrumentation amplifier as well apart from this one. So you can take a look at that for details.